this. State. Gentlemen, citizens, rules. Dara.
We've been driving for hours to find a crummy boneyard, and now even the radio dies.
It could be the trees, Johnny. Maybe, they're blocking the waves or something.
Well, excuse me. I didn't know I was in the presence of an electronics expert. Maybe you can use your vast knowledge of radio and navigation to find your old man's final resting place. Driving 200 miles to put a wreath on the grave of someone I don't even remember isn't my idea of a fun Sunday.
Well, it's only once a year, and it makes Mom happy. I think we're almost there. I'm sure I recognize this place. Did you understand what that guy was talking about on the radio? Something about an emergency?
Yeah, big emergency. Maybe they've run short of alfalfa. The cider's contaminated. Whatever it is, it's not going to change our lives any. We could drop dead right now, and no one around here would even notice.
Look, there it is up on the left. If you turn into the drive and go to the top of the hill, it'll be around there somewhere. Do you remember where the grave is? I'm not too sure, and it's getting dark.
You're the expert. Look for it yourself. I've been doing all the driving, remember?
There it is. Oh, look at all the weeds. Don't these places have caretakers or something?
Yeah, and it looks like your prayers are answered.
Where? I don't see anyone. Oh, now I see him. Shut up, he'll hear you.
He doesn't care. The dead don't care. The dead don't hear. Did you know that, little sister? When you're dead, the first thing that goes is your eardrums. The worms get in and eat them as a delicacy. Then they use the channels to breathe in.
You're disgusting. Look, he's coming towards us. I'm going to talk to him about cleaning up here. Where are you going?
Back to the car. You two can fight it out.
Excuse me, but do you work here? If you could, what are you doing? Ah, Johnny, help me! Ah!
Run, Barbara! Get the car started!
Barbara ran, but Johnny didn't. He was too busy fighting the man, if man it was. A man with staring eyes, an oddly pulpy body that absorbed the blows pounding into him. The body that stank more than any living body should. The body that overpowered Johnny's younger, stronger one, ripping out his throat, smashing his skull against a rock, then delving deep inside.
Oh, God! Oh, God, where are the keys? Oh, no, Johnny still got them. Johnny, come on. Oh, no.
Barbara looked for her brother. She saw him, and the thing that straddled his body, its face smeared with blood. She did not wonder where the blood came from, for she could see the gaping hole in her brother's neck. But she felt no grief, only a mad desire to escape from the figure that now began to shamble towards her, bloody hands outstretched, scrabbling at the windows of the car and leaving pink smears all over them. Somehow, she released the handbrake, put the car in neutral, and her body, thrashing in terror, and the pounding outside set gravity in motion. It began to roll forward, gently at first, then faster, as if it sensed the terror that was behind it, the terror that pursued like a blind robot under the control of an unholy master. But hills don't go on forever, unless they lead straight to hell. Finally, the road leveled, then began to climb upward, and the car slowed, stopped, and slipped back until Barbara pulled on the brake. But the thing behind had no brakes. Frantically scanning the horizon, the girl saw a small farmhouse about 100 yards distant. To the left of the house was a gas pump. Barbara jumped from the car and ran until the solid wooden door of the farmhouse barred her flight.
Help. Oh, help me, please. For God's sake, help me. Let me in. Open this door, damn you. Oh, my God, it's open. Where's the light switch? Oh, good. Is anyone home? Please, there's a madman outside. I gotta call the police. Where's the phone? Oh, there it is. Hello? Hello? Why the hell don't you answer? Let's Try the radio. I'm coming. Please help me. There's a madman coming to get me.
Keep away from me. Are you one of them?
What?
Don't come any closer. They're all around. Some of them look like you. Look, I'm not going to hurt you. I ain't one of them creeps. My name's Ben. Don't worry about that guy outside. There's lots more where you come from. But we'll be okay if I can get some gas. My truck's just about dry. You got the key to the pump?
Pump?
The gas pump out front. It's locked. Give me the key so we can gas up and go. It's the only chance we got.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't live here.
You got a friend with him now. Soon there'll be others. They know we're here. See that kindling over there? Now find some newspaper and we'll start a fire.
Kindling?
Kindling! Wood! Anything! They're frightened of fire. I'm going to start a blaze out there that'll burn the rotten flesh clean off their bones if they come too close. I'm going to get you! I'm going to get all of you, you filthy scum bastards!
But who are they?
Not who. What? Now turn on that radio, see if you can get some more news.
Emergency Radio Network. Normal broadcasting facilities have been temporarily discontinued. Stay tuned to this network for emergency information. Your law enforcement agencies urge you to remain in your homes. Keep all doors and windows boarded shut. Use all food, water, and medical supplies sparingly. Civil defense forces are attempting to gain control of the situation. Stay near your radio and stay tuned to this frequency. Do not use your automobile. Remain in your homes. Keep all doors and windows locked.
Okay. Forget about the gas for a while. We're going to have to hold up here for a bit. Now snap out of it and help me barricade these doors and windows, will you? I'm going to bust up every bit of furniture I can find, and you look for a hammer and some nails. What's your name, anyway?
Barbara.
All right, and Barbara, I know you've been through a terrible time, but you got to put it out of your mind for now.
What are those things out there?
Don't rightly know. They're not human, that's for sure. Might have been once, but no more. No, sir. Give me a couple more nails. All I know is I was out of town on my job, and I was waiting at the station to get home to see my kids. Only the train didn't show. And I waited. No one seemed to know what was going on, so I started to hitch. Okay, that's fine. Now over to the next one. Anyways, no one would pick me up. But, well, that ain't surprising, because folks don't pick up black hitchhikers, do they? Then I get to this little town, and it's all wrong somehow. Looks like the plague's hit it. Only no plague I know leaves people all tore up and bloody. Then I pass a diner, and I hear radio blasting, and I know I got to get me home as quick as possible to my two boys. And their ma's dead, and all they got is me and my mother. So I seen this pickup truck, and a guy lying beside it with his head pulled off, and his keys are still in ignition. So I take off like a bat out of hell, and things I see along the way, I ain't going to tell you about. Okay, let's do the door now. And I get to this town here, just over the other side of the hill, but I'm nearly out of gas, and I see a Sunoco station, nice and handy. But before I get to it, I have to pass another diner. And there comes a big gasoline truck roaring out of the parking lot. Damn near knocked me off the road. And there's about 10 or 15 of those things clinging on to it. And some of them are reaching into the driver's cab, and one of them has his arms around the driver's neck, and the truck goes clear across the road, right through the pumps, and boom! Everything blows. One big bang. I'll keep them out.
I can't stand the thought of those things outside, waiting. I think I'm going mad.
No, you're not. Why don't you take a look around for some wood? Hey, try that closet.
There's no wood, but there's something else. Oh, thank God, is there something else?
A rifle! Turn the radio on, will you? Might be some more news.
Latest bulletins from Emergency Central. Up-to-the-minute reports inform us that the siege, which started in the eastern part of the country, has now spread across the entire nation, and reports are that it might be worldwide. Medical and scientific advisors have been summoned to the White House, and Washington informs us that the president is about to address the nation.
I want to get out of here.
Well, you can't. We're sealed in, and they're sealed out. And we gotta stay here till things change.
Yeah,
probably
probably leads to the cellar. What about it?
It's opening! They're coming to get us!
Holy Christ, I didn't check the cellar.
Where's the gun?
Don't shoot! We're the same as you!
That's the first time a white man's ever said that to me.
Honest, mister. We're okay. We're from town.
My name's Harry Cooper. This young fella's Tom something or other. We've been holed up in the cellar.
Couldn't you hear the racket we've been making?
How are we supposed to know who you were, huh? You could have been those things trying to get in.
You couldn't hear the girl screaming? These things don't scream, you know.
We're not experts on their behavior patterns, and the walls are too thick to hear anything. Anyway, the racket you were making sounded as though the place was being ripped apart.
Why don't we all calm down, huh?
I'll be calm when I'm safely back in the cellar.
Look, mister, they can't get in. Everything's boarded over down here. And the only weak spots are the windows upstairs, and all I need is a little more time to fix them up.
You haven't got any more time. Those things are going to get in, and the cellar is the safest place there is. They overturn my car, and they'll bust through your barricades like a knife going through butter.
Now, Harry's a bit upset, mister. He's got his wife and kid downstairs, and the kid's hurt pretty bad.
Sorry about that.
No, you're right, mister. We should stay up here, Mr. Cooper. Are there any more of those things outside, mister?
Ben's the name, kid. 6 or 8, I'm thinking.
Send Judy up when you go down. She'll want to be with me.
Well, who's Judy?
My girlfriend.
Jesus! Another one! Why didn't you say she was down there?
Well, you didn't give me much of a chance.
No, kid, I guess I didn't.
Judy walked up the cellar steps and into the living room. She was a tall, thin, blonde-haired girl of about 17 and looked as though a puff of wind would blow her away. Tom had a good pair of shoulders on him, but was obviously little more than a kid. Over in the corner, Barbara lay on the couch, eyes closed, in a semi-catatonic state. Ben looked them over, and his insides contracted. 2 nice kids, a crazy girl, and downstairs a whining coward who'd sell you out in a minute, his wife, and a sick child. While outside, he closed his mind and spoke.
Hi, Judy. My name's Ben. The girl over there on the couch is Barbara. Her brother got killed out there, and she's still shook up. I'm glad you're here. The more of us, the better chance we got.
This door is closed, and it stays closed. It won't be opened again, ever.
He'll starve down there, and his kid's awful sick.
Yeah, well, don't worry about him. I know his type. Give him a day or less, and he'll be back up here, whining for food. And I'll give it to him. Not that he deserves it, but because of his family.
She's got a bad fever.
There's 2 more people upstairs. One's a troublemaker, thinks he knows it all. I offered to share this place with him, but he wouldn't listen. And now he's got Tom and Judy on his side. They should have listened to me.
Karen needs help, Harry. She needs a doctor.
Oh, sure. Nothing simpler. I'll just stroll down to the town, and if any of those things come up to me, I'll say, excuse me, my kid's sick. Let me through with you. They'll understand.
You know, I hate you. I think I've always hated you.
Harry, can you hear me down there?
Yes, Tom, we can hear you.
Helen, we've got food and water up here. Maybe we can help Karen. There's going to be a special message on the radio in 10 minutes telling us what to do.
Don't listen to him. He'll get us all killed.
Get your slimy hands off me. You haven't got the guts of a louse. I'm going up there. We'll be up, Tom.
Okay, it's your decision. Don't blame me if we all get killed.
Once more the cellar steps echoed to the sound of footsteps. The door was unbolted from the inside, and Harry and his wife appeared, the former looking sullen, the latter blinking in the strong electric light.
My name's Ben. I'm glad you changed your minds. Where's your little girl?
She's sleeping downstairs. She's very sick.
Judy's in the kitchen. I'll get her to keep an eye on Karen while you listen to the radio. You need a break.
Oh, thank you. What's wrong with that girl on the couch?
I think she's in shock. Her brother got killed by those things, and She only just got away.
Oh, poor thing.
Isolated families are in extreme danger. Any escape attempts should be made in heavily armed groups and by motor vehicle if possible. Fire is also an effective weapon. Man defense outposts have been established on major arteries leading to all communities. These outposts are equipped to defend all refugees and to offer medical and surgical assistance. Police and vigilante patrols are in the process of combing remote areas in search and destroy missions against the aggressors. These patrols are attempting to evacuate isolated families, but rescue efforts are proceeding slowly due to the sheer enormity of the task. We now bring you Sheriff C.W. McClellan, Chief of the County Police.
Well, folks, things aren't going too badly. We killed 19 of the things today and might have had more. Only my men had to stop to eat and drink.
Sheriff, can we defeat these things?
Sure we can. All you gotta do is shoot for the brain. Or if you ain't got a gun, just lop their heads off. A machete should do it. Or burn them. Yes, sir, they go up like wax paper if you put a light to them. Only don't let them get too close.
So you think you'll have the situation under control?
In time. Leastways in our part of the world. Can't speak for anywhere else. They're pretty weak, and the only way they can get you is to take you by surprise, or by sheer force of numbers. Only don't wait around waiting for us to rescue you if you're low on food or in any immediate danger. Now, we'll try like hell to get to you before they do, but it might take days. So if you're a large group, strike out on your own. Or hold up somewhere safe and try and get some sort of signal out so we know where you are. You might just set some of those critters on fire and send us a smoke signal.
But what exactly are those, critters, Sheriff?
Oh, they're dead uns. Right enough. Only what brought them back to life, I don't know. Not my concern either. My job's to put them back in the ground a second time and make certain they stay there.
Thank you, Sheriff McClellan. And now, please remain in your homes with all the doors and windows locked and securely fastened. We will be with you every hour on the hour with updated reports on this national emergency.
That was a big hit.
It's murder to go out there. We'll be dead after 50 yards.
Yeah, not in my truck, we won't.
You got a truck? Jesus Christ, why didn't you say so?
Yeah, there's only enough gas to get us up to the main road, and the gas pump out front is locked up. You gonna volunteer to go out there and bust it open?
Well, the key's gotta be somewhere. There's a big key ring down in the basement.
Well, get it. There's many jars down there.
Jars? Well, some old fruit jars, I think.
Well, get them too. And get some kerosene. We're gonna make some Molotov cocktails. Toss them out the upstairs window and drive those things back so we can get to the truck and the pump. Harry, you'll be responsible for throwing the cocktails and for covering the front door while we get the truck. As soon as we're out of here, lock it up. Then be ready to open up sharp when we get back.
I'll need to take the gun then. I've got to have the gun.
Like hell you do. What do you think we're gonna use outside?
And how do I know you and Tom won't just gas up and go?
Harry climbed the stairs with a box of Molotov cocktails and opened the window on the landing. As he looked out, he saw groups of the dead things huddled all over, like idlers hanging outside an employment exchange. Some were around the truck. Others were standing in the clumps of trees. Viciously he began to light the Molotov cocktails and hurl them with all his strength through the window. They burst on the gravel path and the grass beyond, flames illuminating the things as they drew back, moaning softly. Some of the kerosene splashed on them, and their bodies flared like dried Christmas trees. While Harry was busy upstairs, Ben and Tom worked feverishly on the door, prying the wood away from the nails as quietly as possible so as not to alert the things outside. Finally, the last barricade was lifted, and soon after they heard Harry's running footsteps on the stairs. They darted out, and Harry reached the door, but not in time to stop a panicked Judy who ran after Tom. Harry knew his duty. He slammed the door shut, in time to see Judy's path blocked by two of the ghouls. By now, Tom had clubbed his way to the truck, climbed into the cab, and was trying to start the engine. Alerted by Judy's screams, Ben turned and drove the stock of his rifle butt into their skulls, grabbed the frightened girl, hurled her into the cab, then jumped into the flatbed. The engine fired and the truck rocked across the uneven ground and screeched to a halt against the pump. Tom leapt out and fumbled with the lock, but seeing the creatures almost upon him, Ben shoved him back and smashed the lock with his rifle, releasing the gas which spurted in all directions. Picking up the hose, Tom crammed it into the gas tank, spilling a generous sample on the ground, while Ben continued to fight off the invaders. Neither of them saw the dying flames from the Molotov cocktails spring into life as they sped across the gas-soaked ground, then leap across the rear fender of the truck. Tom's awareness came from the sudden rush of heat on his back. He yelled, turned and jumped into the cab and gunned the engine, a terrified Judy clinging to him. Ben, knowing that the only escape route was back to the farm, started to run, swinging his gun like a club, head high. Peering through the barricades inside, all that Harry could see was a running man surrounded by misshapen figures and the truck, by now a fiery comet, speeding away into the distance. Suddenly, it exploded in a ball of flame, incinerating its 2 passengers. Harry, by now wild with terror, abandoned the locked front door and headed for the cellar. Outside, 3 ghouls were trying to claw their way in, and Ben quickly pulped their heads like a child demolishing toadstools with his foot. Finding the door locked, he retreated several paces, then hopped towards it, using one leg like a battering ram, and smashing his way through, just in time to see Harry opening the cellar door.
Get over here and help me fix this door!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. For the first time, we are seeing signs that the authorities are beginning to get things under control. Civilian personnel working in conjunction with the National Guard have reestablished order in most of the affected communities, and while curfews are still in effect, the intensity of the attack is abating. Law enforcement agencies are predicting a return to normality within the week. However, until then, vigilance must be maintained. We must decapitate and burn all corpses. And now a few words from Dr. Lewis Sanford of the local county health department. Dr. Sanford, can you give us any reasons for this phenomenon?
We really can't explain it at present. That's not to say that we won't have an answer for you sometime in the near future, but so far our evidence is inconclusive.
But what about the Venus probe?
Well, what about it? You know as much as I do, and I'm really not qualified to comment on it one way or the other. As you know, I'm a medical pathologist, not an aerospace engineer. What I and my colleagues have been trying to do is to find a medical or pathological reason for something that is without precedent in history. Most likely the causes are due to a virus or viruses that are unknown to us. They could have mutated or been activated by something like the Venus probe.
But will it go on, sir? I mean, will we have to keep burning our corpses?
Well, why not? Much the most sanitary way of disposing of the dead should have been mandatory years ago. But again, I don't know. It could be that the diseased organisms that cause the horror are short-lived. They may die off quickly or be a mutant breed incapable of reproduction. We're hopeful that this will be the case. But those of you at home listening must decapitate and burn any corpses that might still be lying around. If they are inside the home, just put on some gloves, drag them outside, and put them to the torch.
Thank you for those reassuring words, Dr. Sanford. And now, until our next broadcast in 1 hour, here is some music.
Shit! All the lights have gone out. Where's the fuse box? Downstairs. There's a flashlight on the stairs.
They're trying to get in again. Harry, give me a hand over here.
Sure. I'll give you a hand.
What are you doing with the gun, man? Help me keep these things out.
You keep them out, big guy. Oh, you're not so brave without your gun, are you? I'm going to the cellar, and I'm taking Helen and that zombie girl with me. And you can stay up here, and I hope they get you quick.
Ben turned towards the window where a number of the ghouls were pounding on the timbers. When one plank was loose enough, Ben ripped it aside, then hurled it like a javelin at Harry. It caught him in the arm, and with a cry of pain, he dropped the gun. Ben pounced, and as Harry backed away, he picked it up, cocked it, and fired, blasting a hole in Harry's chest and knocking him head first down the cellar steps. Helen had no time to be a grieving widow. She had other things to think about. 2 ghouls had succeeded in breaking through the window and had seized her by the hair and neck. Ben clubbed at them, then shot them both in the face. Freed, Helen ran screaming down the cellar steps, falling over the body of her husband in the dark and landing in a heap at the bottom.
Oh, Karen! No! Please!
Karen wasn't feeling better. Karen wasn't feeling anything at all, except the lust for warm human flesh, for she was dead. Her mother's fall had interrupted her as she was chewing through her father's arm, but she had always liked her mother better anyway. As Helen picked her up, the child, in turn, picked up a rusty garden trowel and plunged it again and again into her mother's breast. While upstairs, Ben was fighting like a madman. The barricades were crumbling under the onslaught of 50 or so ghouls. Barbara, shocked into consciousness again, was fighting alongside him. One ghoul sank his teeth into her neck until Ben blew off most of his head. Part of its face and jaw still remained embedded in her flesh, and, quite mad now, she ran screaming from the room, straight into the path of a group of undead who were advancing towards her. They fell upon her, ripping and tearing as they dragged her outside. Ben, outnumbered, retreated slowly towards the cellar. From behind, he felt hands clawing at his legs, looked down, and saw the bloody face of Karen. All normal instincts gone, he picked her up and smashed her against the wall, but she staggered to her feet and advanced again, but too late to stop him, leaping down the cellar steps and slamming the door behind him. The door shook and bulged like canvas caught in a strong wind, but miraculously it held against the onslaught. Sinking into a corner, Ben wept uncontrollably, then, worn out, fell asleep. His last waking thoughts were on his 2 children.
Hey, Sheriff, how many more places we got in this area, huh?
Well, Sergeant, there's another 10 I'd like to finish before noon. We'll meet up with the local patrol cars at the Miller farm. Check it out, then we'll push on. Depending how it is, maybe we'll stop for a break and some coffee there. The men are dog-tired.
Uh-huh. Reckon there'll be anybody left there?
How the hell should I know? Doubt it. All there is the old lady and her 10-year-old grandson. Depends upon how many of those things are in the area and whether she could get to somewhere safe. We'll know soon enough.
Inside the Miller farm, the cellar was pitch dark. The flashlight battery had expired long ago, but sounds were filtering in. Voices. Human voices. Ben awoke and groped his way up the stairs, stopping in sudden terror as his weight caused them to creak. In the distance, the sheriff was supervising the mopping-up operations, shooting the now sporadic figures of the ghouls. Advancing towards him was a group of uniformed men.
Hi, boys. Sure glad to see you. How's it going up at your end?
Not too bad. Things are under control.
Checked out the Miller farmhouse yet?
Nah, looks pretty bad. Figured we'd let you take care of that.
Oh, thanks a bunch. Why don't you join us in some coffee up there, huh?
Delighted.
It was now or never for Ben. He eased the bolt back from the cellar door, flung it wide, and rushed out.
Hell
and damn it, I told you not to shoot. There might still be people in there.
Ain't no one in there alive, Sheriff. The place is just about demolished. Whoever was in there is long dead.
Well, let's go inside and take a look. Now, careful now. Yeah, just one body here. Cut off his head, quick. I'll take a look upstairs. You know, I wonder who was here. Whoever it was, they sure put up a hell of a fight.
Couldn't have been Mrs. Miller, Sheriff. There's not a trace of her anywhere. Or her grandson.
I guess we ain't ever gonna know.
His hair is dry and his skin is pale. He wears shades and he smells kind of stale. Yeah, don't laugh, but thank you very much. Did you notice that he's cold to the touch? Look, man, I think your friend Billy might be dead. Look, I'm telling you, I think your friend Billy might be dead.
The chicks really dig him. He's got one on each side. Don't you think it's strange he's got a hearse for a ride? I'm talking serious, I'm not half crocked. You know, it's kind of weird, his fridge is padlocked. Hey, I think your friend Billy might be dead.
Yeah, I think your friend Billy might be dead. I've been following him around. He goes to the mortuary a lot. He buys heavy makeup. I know I'm obsessed, but I must know the truth. Think your friend Billy might be dead. Look, let's talk serious. I think your friend Billy might be dead. Pretty soon everyone thought I was going crazy. He said, "You're just jealous of Billy. He's just kind of lazy." So I did some research and found something scary. Went to the library and found Billy's obituary. Here's his picture. I'll tell you now, your friend Billy is officially dead. Your friend Billy is dead. Your friend Billy is dead. El Morte. No more.
Looks like a burial.
In the road? Driver, what is it?
It's a funeral, mademoiselle. They're afraid of the men who steal dead bodies. So they dig the grave in the middle of the road, where people pass all of the time.
Well, that's a cheerful introduction for you to our West Indies.
Do you know where is the house of Monsieur Beaumont? Zombie! Allez vite! Allez!
It's got like hands clutching you.
Why did you drive like that, you fool? We might have been killed.
Worse than that, monsieur. We might have been caught.
Caught? By whom? Those men you spoke to?
They are not men, monsieur. They are dead bodies.
Dead?
Yes, monsieur. Zombies. The living dead. Corpses taken from their graves or made to work in sugar mills, in fields at night. Look! Here they come!
Look. Look.
Excuse me, please. Have you got a match? Did I frighten you?
I'm sorry. I'm ugly enough, I suppose.
No, it wasn't you. Something happened back on the road there. We stopped to speak to some men. Our driver told us they weren't men at all. He said they were corpses. Corpses? Surely you don't believe it, do you?
No. I don't know. Haiti is full of nonsense and superstition. They're always mixed up with a lot of mysteries that turn your hair gray. I've been a missionary here for, 30 years, and at times I don't know what to think. Come, let's go in the house.
Oh, yes.
Huh?
Come, Dick.
Is Mr. Beaumont in?
You're expected, Dr. Bruner.
Yes, I've been sent for to marry someone. Maybe. Oh, yes. Excuse me. How long is it that you know Mr. Beaumont?
Oh, only a few days. Madeline introduced him on the docks in Port-au-Prince.
And you?
I met him on the ship coming from New York. He was very kind during the voyage.
Oh, Madeline and I planned to be married the moment she arrived, but Mr. Beaumont persuaded us to come here. He promised to take me out of the bank at Port-au-Prince and send me to New York as his agent.
Strange. Very strange.
I'll tell Mr. Beaumont you're here.
Yeah.
It's all right, isn't it, Doctor?
Oh, I guess so. You see, I've only met Mr. Beaumont once or twice, but he never struck me like a man that would take the trouble to play fairy godfather to a young couple like you. Unless...
Unless what, sir?
I suppose you'll think I'm a meddling old fool, but... You know, I'd feel a good deal better if you'd clear out of this place after you're married and have nothing more to do with Mr. Beaumont.
The young people have arrived, sir, and Dr. Bruner. They're waiting in the reception hall.
Show them to their room and tell them I'm out.
Yes.
No, wait. Perhaps I'd better see them. It might look odd if I didn't.
Very odd, sir. Especially as Dr. Bruner is a trifle skeptical as to your motives, sir.
Never mind my motives. Has that other person sent word yet?
No, sir, not yet.
He's 24 hours late.
I wish you'd keep away from that man, sir. He'll make trouble for you.
You needn't worry about that. I'm not afraid of him.
I'm not easily frightened, sir. You should know that. But what you're planning is dangerous.
Don't you suppose I know that, Silver? You don't seem to realize what this girl means to me. Why, I'd sacrifice anything I have in the world for her. Nothing matters if I can't have her.
I think you like Haiti. Most people that...
Oh, Madeline, I'm delighted to see you. Neil, you're more than welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Doctor, it was very kind of you to come. I know what a busy man you are.
No, not at all. There's a native family live out here that I've been trying to see for a long time. After this young couple are safely married, I'll leave.
But surely you'll stay for dinner after the ceremony.
No, I must run along.
Well, that's a great pity. We had something very special prepared for this occasion. It was very good of you, Madeline, to humor the whim of a lonely man. There was so little time to prepare. I couldn't do half the things I wanted to for you.
You've done more than enough already, Mr. Beaumont, for a comparative, giving Neil a position in the state.
Neil?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm sure Neil will make a very good agent. But you must be tired after your drive. You'll get some rest. Silver! Silver will show you to your rooms.
This way, please.
Delighted to see you again, Monsieur Beaumont. Please. Please. I'm sorry that kept you waiting, monsieur. I have been on a journey, seeking men for my mill. Men? They work faithfully. They are not worried about long hours. You could make good use of men like mine on your plantation.
No. That's not what I want.
Then perhaps you wish to talk about the young lady who came to your house this evening.
You've seen her? When?
On the road tonight. There was a young man with her.
They're to be married tonight. You've waited too long to do anything.
What do you want me to do?
If she were to disappear for a month.
What do you hope to gain by her disappearance?
Everything.
Everything. Do you think she will forget her lover in a month?
Just give me a month. One little month.
Not in a month. Nor even a year, monsieur. I have looked into her eyes. She is deep in love. But not with you.
They're to be married within an hour. There must be a way.
There is a way. The cost is heavy.
You give me what I want, and you may ask anything. No. Not that.
Only a pinpoint, Monsieur Beaumont, in a glass of wine, or perhaps a flower. Take it. The time is very brief. You must do your share if I'm to help you. Keep it, monsieur. Keep it. You may change your mind. Send me word when you use it.
I'll find another way.
There is no other way.
driving away evil spirits. Close it. Close it. Mademoiselle.
More than anything else in this whole world, dear. Heaven or hell lies a mystical door for me. You can raise me up to paradise, or you can blast my world into nothingness. There's time even yet, dear. I can make you the envy of every woman. I'd give my life to make you happy. Oh, listen to me, dear, before it's too late.
Don't. Please.
Don't go into that room. We can be in Port-au-Prince in half an hour. There's a boat sailing at midnight.
You've been so wonderful. Don't spoil everything now.
One last gift before I lose you forever.
We are gathered together here in the sight of God and in the face of this company to join together this man, this woman in holy matrimony. Faith. Toast to the bride, to beauty's queen. Gladly, my lord. Leave but a kiss within the glass. Fair gypsy, meet my fortune.
What do you see in the glass?
I see happiness. I see love. Far more than you deserve.
Is that all?
No. I see
what is it?
I see death.
Madam. Madeline, what's wrong? Madeline, my dear, please.
me do something. She's Madeline. My wife.
Zombies? Yes. They are my servants. Did you think we could do it alone? In their lifetime, they were my enemies. Leto, the witch doctor, once my master. Secrets I tortured out of him. Von Gelder, the swine, swollen with riches. He fought against my spells until the last. Him, yes, I have troubled times. His Excellency Richard, once Minister of the Interior. Garcia, Brigand Chief. Marquis, Captain of Gendarmerie. And this is Chauvin, the High Executioner, who almost executed me. I took them, just as we will take this one. But what if they regain their souls? They would tear me to pieces. And that, my friend, shall There'll never be. Madeline. Madeline!
There's two explanations that strike me. Either the body was stolen by members of a death cult that use human bones in their ceremonies, or else...
Or else what?
She's not dead.
Not dead? Are you mad? I saw her die. The doctor signed a certificate. I saw them bury her.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm not mad. But I've lived in these islands for a good many years. And I've seen things with my eyes that made me think I was crazy. There's superstitions in Haiti that the natives brought here from Africa. Some of them can be traced back as far as ancient Egypt. And beyond that yet, in the countries that was old when Egypt was young.
Yes, but what has that to do with Madeline? I kissed her as she lay there in the coffin. And her lips were cold.
Let me explain. Now, just a minute. I'll explain. Wherever there is a superstition, you will find there is also a practice. Now, do you remember what your driver told you the night he took you to Beaumont's house?
Oh, about those horrible creatures we saw.
Yeah.
He said they were corpses, taken from their grave.
That's it. Now, wait. Now, that's the superstition. Now for the practice. The ghouls that steal the dead corpses from the graves are supposed to put them there in the first place.
Do you mean that Madeline was murdered so that somebody could steal her dead body? Ah, nonsense.
No. Not her body, yes, but not her dead body. That's what it is.
Well, surely you don't think she's alive in the hands of natives? Oh, no, better dead than that.
Excuse me, please. Have you got a match? Thank you.
You don't believe that, do you?
Say, there's been lots of people that's been pronounced dead that came alive again and lived for years. Now, if nature can play pranks like that, why isn't it possible to play pranks with nature?
Oh, I don't know.
Your driver believed he saw dead men walking. He didn't. What he saw was men alive in everything but this and this.
Oh, the whole thing has me confused. I just can't understand it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I've been trying for years to get to the bottom of this thing. To separate what you call fact from fiction. The law of Haiti acknowledges the possibility of being buried alive. Here it is in the penal code. I'll read it for you. It's in French. Do you speak French?
No.
Excuse me, please. Have you got a match?
Right here. Here's one.
Oh, thanks. I didn't see it. I'll translate it for you, if you should fit it. Article 149. The use of drugs or other practices which produce lethargic coma or lifeless sleep shall be considered attempted murder.
Yes.
Attempted.
Yes, I see.
Yeah, all right, all right. If the person has been buried alive, the act shall be considered murder, no matter what result follows.
Beaumont. Say, you said that you couldn't understand why he was so interested in us. Do you think he did this?
No. No, I think it's native work. Native work, exactly. Of course, if you want to, we can go to Beaumont's house first. If I can get my hands on the devil that's responsible for this, I'll make him such an example that every witch doctor in Haiti will be shaken in his sandals.
But we can't do this alone. Can't the authorities help?
Authorities? Neil, my boy. You don't know these islands. The native authorities are afraid to meddle. I'm not. I got friends among the natives. They'll tell me things that no gendarme could ever get out of. Because I'm a preacher, they think I'm a magician. Before we get through with this thing, we may uncover sins that even the devil would be ashamed of. Oh, these witch doctors.
Foolish things. They can't bring back the light to those eyes. I was mad to do this. But if you'd have smiled on me, I'd have done anything for you, given you anything. I thought that beauty alone would satisfy. But the soul is gone. I can't bear those empty, staring eyes. Oh, forgive me, Madeline, forgive me. I can't bear it any longer. I must take you back.
Back to the grave, monsieur?
No. You must put the light back into her eyes and bring laughter to her lips. She must be gay and happy again.
You paint a charming picture, monsieur. One that I should like to see myself.
You must bring her back.
Aren't you a trifle afraid, monsieur? How do you suppose those eyes will regard you when the brain is able to understand?
Better to see hatred in them than that dreadful emptiness.
Perhaps you're right. It would be a pity to destroy such a lovely flower. Let's drink to the future of this flower. A glass of wine?
Silver, bring wine. We have a toast to drink.
To the future, monsieur. Only a pinpoint, monsieur, in a flower, or perhaps a glass of wine.
What are you trying to do to me?
I have other plans for mademoiselle. And I'm afraid you might not agree. I have taken a fancy to you, monsieur.
Silver! Silver!
the future, monsieur.
Vulture. You. No! Not that! Not that!
We ought to be picking up an old witch doctor around here pretty soon. His name is Pierre. I've known him for years. He's a great old fellow. I don't know just where we'll find him.
Come, son. There are evil spirits in the road. I will give you an awanga. And here is one for the up. Young man, he's sick with fever.
Yes. Hey, wait a minute. We can't afford to have you sick. Neil, why don't you go over there? We got a hard day before us tomorrow. Now then, Pierre, come on. He's gone. You can talk.
It is a dangerous thing you asked me to do.
Oh, well, now, listen here, you know. We're old friends, you and me, and I want to go on.
Turn back before it is too late.
No. I've come too far to turn back now.
I'm too old to go all the way with you.
Well, listen. Can't you get somebody to go with us?
My people are afraid of the mountain.
Why?
Because it is called the land of the living dead.
Well, have you ever been there?
I am the only man that ever came from there alive. There is an evil spirit man that is called murder. Come, I will tell you all about what it is.
Vultures. Just as old Pierre said, a cloud of vultures always hovers over the house of the living dead.
Madeline, is she there?
No.
Oh, I must go and see.
No, Neil, my boy. Please, lie down and rest. Please. You'll feel stronger in the morning. You rest. Let me go up and see what I can do.
is she so restless tonight? Perhaps she remembers something. They never remember anything when they are like that. No? Because he's cut off.
Madeline. Madeline.
No. I can't. You must. It's your turn. Let's run away. Steve might hear you. No, I can't stand it. I'm going to run away. He'll find you and make you like her.
Can you still hear me? It is unfortunate you are no longer able to speak. I should be interested to hear you describe your symptoms. You see, you are the first man to know what is happening. None of the others did. You refused to shake hands once. I remember. Well. We understand each other better now.
Madeline, I found you. You're alive. Alive. What's the matter? It's I, Neil. Oh, my darling. What have they done to you?
Who are you? And what are they?
For you, my friend, they are the angels of death. Madeline, don't you know me, dear? It's Neil.
I could swear. For a moment she recognized you. Come on, don't let him get away.
Madeline, my darling.
I dreamed.
Excuse me, please. Have you got a match?
Medical authorities in Cumberland have concluded that in all cases, the killers are eating the flesh of the people they murdered.
One night as I was walking past the cemetery, I saw a little girl, she's walking towards me. So I made the scene and I went to see. I got a look at a real zombie. scare. She smiled and said, don't be bugged by me. I am known as a rockin' zombie. She was headed for a record hop and asked if I wanted to come and bop. I said, okay, this I have to see. Me making drag with the rockin' zombie. We split for the tunes and we did hear a rockin' the sound coming out of the beer. We entered the tomb and at a glance I noticed the cats had a real cool dance. They picked up their legs without bending their knees. They stuck up their arms and they grabbed for the breeze. They moved about with the shuffling sound, digging the beat coming out of the ground. Came up for the cemetery. When they saw the light, they did flee, and that was the end of my rockin' zombie.